evening and Happy New Year. Shana Tova. Let's try that again. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
Sounds good. So good evening and Happy New Year to everyone who is joining us here in person in the parking lot or on Zoom. We're glad that you're all with us tonight. It is my practice, let there be light. It is my practice for Erev Rosh Hashanah services each year to offer a story. So tonight I am going to share a story. My story for us this year is called The Apple Tree's Discovery. As a Jewish story, it dates back to at least 1984, and the earliest known Jewish teller of the story thinks it originated as a Chinese parable many years before that. Here it is. So once upon a time, there was a great oak forest where the trees grew tall and majestic. And there was a little apple tree. It was the only apple tree in the forest, so it stood alone. Winter came. As the snow fell to the forest floor, it covered the branches of the little apple tree. One night, the little apple tree looked up at the sky and saw a wonderful sight. Between all the branches of the trees, the little apple tree saw the stars in the sky, and it looked like the stars were hanging on the branches of the oak trees. The little apple tree whispered, "Oh God, how lucky those oak trees are to have such beautiful stars hanging on their branches. I want more than anything in the world to have stars on my branches, just like those oak trees have. Then I would truly feel special." And God looked down at the little apple tree and said very gently, "Have patience, little apple tree." And the apple tree sighed, and time passed, and the snows melted, and spring came to the land. Tiny white and pink apple blossoms appeared on the branches of the little apple tree. Birds came to rest on its branches. People walked by the little apple tree and admired its beautiful blossoms. But night after night, the little apple tree looked up at the sky with the millions and millions and millions of stars and cried out, "Oh God, I want more than anything in the world to have stars in my tree and on my branches and in my leaves, just like those oak trees. Then I would truly feel special." And God looked down at the little apple tree and said, "But you already have gifts, many gifts. Isn't it enough that you have fragrant blossoms and branches for birds to nest on so they can sing you their songs? Isn't that enough?" And the apple tree sighed and answered simply, "That is not special enough. What I really want more than anything in this world is to have stars on my branches, not blossoms." And God smiled and said gently, "Be patient, little apple tree. Be patient." And the apple tree sighed. And more time passed, and the seasons changed again. Soon, the apple tree was filled with many beautiful apples. People walked in the forest. Whoever saw the apple tree would reach up and pick an apple and eat it. And they were delicious. And the apple tree was trying very hard to be patient. But one night, the apple tree looked at the stars in the oak trees and felt suddenly very moved to call out once again, "Oh God, I want more than anything in the world to have stars on my branches. Then I would feel truly special." Now, this time, God understood that it was time for a different approach. At that moment, God caused a wind to blow. The great oak trees, they began to sway, and the apple tree began to shake. From the top of the tree, an apple fell to the ground. And when it hit the ground, it split open right through the middle of the apple. Look, God said, look inside that apple. What do you see? The little apple tree looked down and saw that right in the middle of the apple, there was a star. Now you can do this at home. If you have an apple, you can cut it right across the middle. And if you look inside of it, I'm not doing that tonight because you won't be able to see, there will be a star. The apple tree looked and also saw a star. I have a star. I have a star. Those apples on my branches, they're all stars. And God laughed a gentle laugh and said, yes. So you do have stars on your branches, little apple tree. And they've been there all along. You just didn't know it. And that, friends, is our story. I chose this story for tonight because the holidays are so very early this year. And they also coincide so closely with the start of the school year, as well as a major holiday weekend of Labor Day. It's come up very, very quickly for many of us, and many of us may not feel entirely ready. That resonate with anyone? I'm seeing some heads nodding. So the wisdom of the apple tree story is to remind us that if we made it this far, which means we actually got registered and we got here tonight in person or on Zoom, that's already a lot. That's already winning, folks. And we are right here, right where we need to be. And our story tonight is also a reminder that our connection and our experience of these holidays is something that is probably also going to unfold over time. And how we're going to feel now is different than how we'll feel when it's over. We can trust and believe that everything we need to have a meaningful experience over these holidays is right here inside of us, waiting for us. And it's been there all along. So I invite you and your family to join us for as much of these holidays as you can, in person or on Zoom, however you registered. Keep your eyes and your heart open for moments of meaning and connection. Moments where the apple breaks open, and if we look, we can see that star, that light that is inside each of us. I'm here to reassure you tonight that it's waiting for us, and it's been there all along. Wishing you a Shana Tova, a good, healthy, sweet 5782. We made it. It's here. Shana Tova.